Hey, I apologize. That video, this is a continuation of the last one. I apologize. That video ended abruptly too. I usually make sure that my video memory cards and my batteries have enough memory on them and enough power on them in order to be able to make a video and then end it, without it being disruptively ended. So I apologize for that. But if you go to Google and type in organized stalking or gang stalking, creating homelessness of targets, you'll clearly see that it's one of their main objectives is to create homelessness, because the goal is to create homelessness of a target, and then to claim the target cannot take care of themselves as a result of being homeless or not attempting to try and get an apartment. They get an apartment and they're gang stalked to the apartment. Go to Google and type in organized gang stalkers or gang stalking, rent apartments next to targets, or landlords and property owners, or mail theft and mail delayment of rent. When you do these separate searches and then read the blog and see the amount of Google generated responses to each one, and then read targets' blogs about how they've had to move 13 times in 2 years just to try and escape the harassment they endure at their apartments, and then they get gang stalked to motel rooms. Okay, so do you really honestly think these organized gang stalking expeditions, who had the clear audacity to literally rent apartments next to you, to cause you to make you literally want to move because of what you experience while you're in the apartment complex, okay? If they'll do all that and then gang stalk you to a motel room, do you honestly believe they won't gang stalk you to a campsite? And what's the motivation behind why they're doing this? To create destitution, to literally, so you'll apply for social services. They make the paperwork and say you're homeless. Then they offer you these services like a homeless shelter or ways to get an apartment. You go to the homeless shelter, you're gang stalked too there, and they make you want to leave because you're harassed so bad you figure you got more peace if you're just camping out. That way you ain't got to at least be around people who are literally gang stalking you every second you're there. Okay? So then they make the documentation, target came to homeless shelter, target left. Then you go to get an apartment, they do the same thing to you there. But while you're doing this, social services has got documentation you went to homeless shelter. Then they got documentation that you went and got an apartment, because in order for them to adjust your food stamp balance and your Medicare, your Medi-Cal coverage, they have to know how much bills you got. So that's where they try to get it on documents that you got an apartment. And then when you leave that apartment, you got to go and tell them, because you have a change of income and a change of bills. And that way they can adjust your food stamps allotment. So then you go to them and you tell them, I no longer have this apartment, because you don't want to do anything illegal and receive too many food stamps. Because you get the amount of food stamps based on how much bills you got. If you don't have an apartment, you don't pay rent no more. Okay? And this is how this works. So what they want is the documentation. You got an apartment, you left. Got an apartment, you left. Was offered to go to a homeless shelter, you went there, you left. Yeah, because the whole goal for them is to get you to go to a certain place to make it look really attractive. You go there, sign the papers, and then they initiate the gang stalking, like at the homeless shelter, to get you to want to leave. Because they want to be able to prove on documents that you were offered these services, you went there, then you left. You must be mentally ill. And this is how they take legal custody of your finances, your Social Security, to put you in a syndicated run group home to get the monthly checks, to exploit your insurance, and to exploit you sexually. And they exploit the insurance by creating incidences towards targets while you're in these group homes, blaming them on the target in reference to the actual incident, and then pipelining you into the hospital by stating you're out of control and you got to get on medication to get in control. And that's where they built the Medicare out of thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And all that money gets kicked back to the group homeowner, the doctors that were involved, and a couple administrative staff that were involved in filing the paperwork. Then you get exploited in these group homes. And this is the whole entire reason why they're doing this. Okay, I strongly suggest you look in the comments feature of this YouTube video for cooperating material and videos that further explain more meticulously the details in reference to the organized crime that's in the system. And I'm whistleblowing about it, so they're making sure that they keep any and every benefit away from me. Okay, and because money is what's keeping me independent from running to the system they're infested in. And that's why they're literally telling me I'm not eligible for food stamps, they're not going to pay my Medicare premium, and they're not going to pay retroactive the 3 or 4 months. They're saying they can only pay a person back retroactive 3 months in reference to their Medicare premiums, because it's a long story. But anyways, everything that I'm talking to you about and haven't talked to you about, but have given you a small, like what I just said in reference to it's a long story, they have a legal, they are legally supposed to be paying for my Medicare premiums, but they're trying to say that since I can't prove my address that I'm not a San Diego resident. Bullshit. Okay? I'm in San Diego, California, and please make sure you look in the comments feature of this YouTube video. I'm sorry this is not the best well-made video. I feel a little anxious this morning because I got to get up and get my day started. But if you look in the comments feature of this YouTube video, you're going to see YouTube videos that are more that are made and more categorized in reference to the descriptions about what's happening towards me and who's involved. Thank you.